If you're listening to this, you obviously like podcasts, and you probably like music too. On Spotify, you can listen to all that in one place for free, and you don't need a premium account. Spotify has a huge catalog of podcasts on every topic, including the one you're listening to right now. On Spotify, you can follow your favorite podcasts so you never miss an episode. Download episodes to listen offline, wherever you are. Easily share what you're listening to with your friends via Spotify's integrations with social platforms like Instagram. Just search for the e-commerce minute on the Spotify app or browse podcasts in your library tab. And follow us so you never miss an episode of the e-commerce minute. Spotify is the world's leading music streaming service, and now it's your go-to for podcasts. It's the e-commerce minute, your daily dose of e-commerce, tech, and retail news with your hosts Bart Mraz and John Suter. The e-commerce minute is a production of Sumo Heavy, a digital commerce consulting firm in Brooklyn, New York, and Philadelphia. Find us on the web at sumoheavy.com. This episode of the e-commerce minute is brought to you by Send Pro Online from Pitney Bowes. With Send Pro Online from Pitney Bowes, it's just click, send, and save for as low as $4.99 a month. Send envelopes, flats, and packages right from your desk, and you're back in business in no time. And for being a loyal e-commerce minute listener, you'll receive a free 30-day trial to get started and a free 10-pound scale to ensure that you'll never overpay. Save time and money on mailing and shipping with Send Pro Online. Starting at $4.99 a month, you can qualify for special USPS rates for letters and priority mail shipping. Calculate exact postage online and print labels right from your PC. So go to pb.com/minute to access this special offer for a free 30-day trial plus a free 10-pound scale to get started. That's pb.com/minute. Experience shipping made simple with a free trial of Send Pro Online from Pitney Bowes. It's e-commerce minute episode 542.
In today's episode, ThredUp partners with JCPenney and Macy's.
Department stores were once the main attraction in everyone's shopping excursions. Now they've become the butt of a somewhat sad retail joke. Stores like JCPenney and Macy's have been struggling to keep up with the digital age and the rise of niche fast fashion stores. But these department stores are now taking a crack at an unlikely but sustainable partnership in order to hopefully spike their dismal sales. Macy's and JCPenney have recently announced plans to partner with a trendy online consignment store popular among millennial and Gen Z shoppers called ThredUp. They'll be opening branded stores with their secondhand clothing and accessories in 40 Macy's locations and 30 JCPenney stores starting this month. ThredUp is the largest online thrift store with over 35,000 brands where you can buy and sell high-quality secondhand clothing. Brands ranging from Gap to Gucci are offered for up to 90% off retail prices. The company was founded by James Reiner, Oliver Lubin, and Chris Hormer in 2009 and is currently headquartered in San Francisco. They get their clothing through their clean-out kit, which lets consumers list what clothing or accessories they no longer want to wear. The company then lists the items on a consignment basis on their website and completes the sale by either giving the customer cash, shopping credit, or donation to a charity, which ThredUp adds $5. That's pretty cool. Business Insider reports that Reinhardt told them that the product selection for each store will be a data-backed, tailored assortment curated based on searches and desired styles in each area. The concept of selling previously worn clothing in the walls of a glitzy department store that sells high-end items may seem a bit silly. But in all actuality, this could be the way to get the young, debt-ridden millennials to spend some coin in department stores. All this being said, it's unclear as to whether or not this partnership will result in these department stores being actual competition to e-commerce giants like Amazon. But it's an effort that makes sense. And for that, we have to tip the cap. I think this is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. It's cool.
So ThredUp, I have heard of them. I never went to check out their site.
They're actually pretty damn good.
Yeah, and they're pretty big, right? They're the biggest one now. So
they're the biggest. They buy a lot of stuff from not Salvation Army.
Goodwill?
Goodwill.
Oh, I see.
Mm-hmm. Okay, ThredUp.
Pretty cool. Yeah. So this type of sales, I found this article this morning. I've heard this term before. It's now referred to as Recommerce or resale commerce, the process of selling used products or excess inventory to companies or consumers. Both millennials, birth years 80s to the 90s, and Gen Z, late 90s to 2012, are embracing the concept of purchasing secondhand goods because they're cheaper and they go for the vintage feel, right, Brittany? I mean,
yeah.
Like kind of the thing.
Yeah. Yeah, because you can get stuff from Gucci from like the 90s and you're still wearing Gucci and that's vintage.
Art, what was that show? What's that show on Netflix that you turned me on to? The guy that buys all the 90s stuffs and flips it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that sounds good.
I don't remember that.
So this guy sources out all this stuff from the 90s. I don't know where he finds half this crap, but he'll sell you like a Gucci t-shirt. He'll still get $100 for this old t-shirt because it's from the 90s.
The funniest one, it's the knockoffs, right? Like the 90s knockoffs.
The funny knockoffs, right.
Yeah, and it's because it's something to do with a law that like it's already passed, like whatever it is,
like a statute of limitations or something.
Yeah. And people want the knockoffs now, old school knockoffs, because it's so much. Because if you watch that show, he sells them for like really a lot of money. It's crazy, and those guys, he knows his stuff. Like that's the other side of it. He really, really, really knows his stuff. Yeah,
I'll try to look it up. I'll stick it in the show.
And the exclusivity of these like vintage pieces, it's going to keep them come back for more every single time.
Well, I mean, if you look at Nasty Gal, when she was a thing, that was all based on it, right? It's all these vintage pieces that she found and did it. Of course, that whole company went down the drain at some point, but that's just part of it.
While consumers have been buying used books, CDs, and DVDs for years, people under 40 are enthusiastically scooping up clothing, jewelry, shoes, and handbags. Gen Z is showing the highest growth rate for thrifting. And I think, again, a lot of this is that nostalgia. It's funny that now people look back fondly at the 90s, and in my brain, the 90s were like 2 years ago. It's like, I can't believe it's like 25 years ago already, or 28 years ago. But it's funny. Each generation goes through this like nostalgia phase where it's like in the 90s, all the parents and stuff were all like, oh, we're into the 50s now, man. We're really into the 50s. The 50s were a great time. And now those people are, RIP. And the new generation, I'm that guy that's going, yeah, man, the 80s were great, man. The 80s, great time.
But at least the 80s were actually great.
BMWs, man. It's the 80s. And the best music ever.
Yeah, I would second that.
All right. Brittany, why don't you tell us about today's sponsor?
Shipping and mailing from your desk has never been simpler than with SendPro Online from Pitney Bowes. With SendPro Online from Pitney Bowes, it's just click, send, and save for as low as $4.99 a month. Send envelopes, flats, and packages right from your desk, and you're back to business in no time. And for being a loyal eCommerce Minute listener, you'll receive a free 30-day trial to get started and a free 10-pound scale to ensure that you never overpay. So save time and money on mailing and shipping with SendPro Online. Starting at $4.99 a month, you can also qualify for special USPS rates for letters and priority mail shipping, calculate exact postage online, and print labels and stamps right from your PC. So go to pb.com/minute to access this special offer for a free 30-day trial plus a free 10-pound scale to get started. That's pb.com/minute. Experience shipping made simple with a free trial of SendPro Online from Pitney Bowes.
So I've been quoting this article from Practical eCommerce. I wanted to make sure to credit them. The rest of this article goes on to say that Recommerce merchants are growing 20 times faster than broader retail and 5 times faster than off-price retailers. And that's according to CoreSite Research. Sign up for their newsletter. They have some good stuff every day. The company forecasts that the U.S. total apparel resale market will grow at a compound annual rate of 13%, reaching $33 billion in 2021. Clothing, shoes, and accessories currently make up 49% of the total U.S. Recommerce market. Global data estimates that the total worldwide apparel market, resale, and donation will climb to $51 billion in 2023. And I think Amazon will make probably 2/3 of that. Don't you think? So who is ThredUp's competition? Is that the Real?
Facebook Marketplace, all those eBay.
Oh, Craigslist,
Craigslist, all that stuff. But Real, parts of it, yeah. I mean, Real is trying to be the luxury market.
Right.
So that's a little more. But there's definitely some luxury stuff there. And Goodwill. I mean, they sell their stuff. Goodwill's trying to put some little tiny curated stores too. I've seen those that they're interesting, but they're doing their own thing because that's what they sell.
Yeah, and I am a person who likes Patagonia stuff because it lasts forever, and they have their worn store. We did a podcast on that last year. I actually bought some things from them, and you'd never know that it was used stuff, and it's like half the price. So,
I love Patagonia,
and it's so fine. There's that fine line. If you go and buy. If you go and buy a used Old Navy shirt, now that stuff is not top quality to begin with, so you have probably lower expectations than if you bought an old Patagonia shirt because the stuff is made with a lot more quality. So I think there's that fine line of when you say Recommerce, it's like, yeah, but you're just buying cheap crap all over again. So, but I think the savvy shopper, especially ones that do the thrifting and consignment stuff, they know what to look for. They know what brands to buy.
Mm-hmm.
They're not looking for old Navy shirts there.
Right, for sure.
All right, I'll do a quick stat time. ThredUp processes 30,000 used clothing donations per day.
Wow.
That is a lot. To
That's
date,
a
ThredUp has redistributed 65 million garments. That's according to Forbes. And here's today's depressing stat. We throw out 26 billion pounds of clothing into the global landfill every year. That is according to ThredUp.
And nobody wants it.
And nobody wants it. You can't recycle it. You can't do anything with it.
Burn it.
Burn it.
Yeah,
Burn the
burning's
witch.
also not a good thing either.
Yeah. Those emissions. Am I right?
Am I right, kids? All right. You guys got anything else?
Nope.
Nope.
All right. Your e-commerce minute for today. We'll see you on the internet tomorrow. That's it for today's show. If you like the show, do us a favor and subscribe or leave us a review on iTunes. And don't forget, you can now listen to the e-commerce minute on your Amazon device. Just add e-commerce minute to your flash briefing. And finally, if you have a comment or suggestion or just want to say hi, find us on social media @SumoHeavy.